Hi friends, welcome back to my session. And before of this class, we had covered the theoretical session about the EBS volumes and what is EBS volume, where we are going to EBS volume, and what are the different types of EBS volumes available. So we had discussion everything in the last section. And coming to right now, we are going to discuss about the practical way of creation of EBS volumes, how we are going to work on the EBS volumes, everything we are discussed in a detailed manner. And we quickly jump into the practical section. Right now, just I'm on the EC2 dashboard. Here the volumes is there. Here the list is 0. So I don't have any volumes right now in my Northern Virginia region. Just in the left side navigation panel, you can be able to find EBS Elastic Block Store. Here you will be able to find volumes, snapshots, at the same time lifecycle manager. Just click on volumes. Here I don't have any volumes in the Northern Virginia region, so that's why it is not displaying. It is not displaying anything. Okay. So what are the things which we need to create? So I had clearly mentioned in the notepad. So based on this notepad, you can create the EBS volumes accordingly. Then you will be able to clearly understand what the flow is going on, how we are work on the EBS values, everything you will get a clarity. So once you perform the lab activity in the similar way, just create the EBS volume with 1 GB in the size of GP2 in the availability zone 1M. As I already told you now, EBS volumes is for availability zone level only, and snapshot is at the snapshots is regional level, and the EBS volumes is availability zone level. Okay, and I'm going to create the GB2 with one size in availability zone 1A. Okay, fine. Just create volume, and at the same time just copy the name. So if you see the name, you will get the better clarity. 1 GB of data, 1 GB, uh, 1 GB disk. We are in the 1 GB disk in the GB2 category. In the will be created in the availability zone 1A. In the similar way, you can remember like that. Okay. First of all, I am going to select the GB2, and minimum is what? Minimum 1 GB, maximum is 16 TB. 16 TB. Okay. 16 TB is nothing but 16,384 GB. Okay. 1 GB is enough for me. And baseline of minimum is 100 IOPS. Baseline of per, if I increase per GB, it will increase the 3 IOPS. Okay, per GB it will be increased 3 IOPS. So I am going to create in the one availability zone, and the snapshot. I don't require the snapshot to create from this EBS volume, so that's why I just click on the don't create volume from the snapshot. And if I want to additional tags, I will be able to create, and just here create volume. Then one volume will be created. So at the same time create volume. Next time what the thing I will be created, the EBS volume with 4 GB in GP3, 4 GB in size, GP3 type, and in the 1B availability zone. Okay, the name is 4 GB GP3 1B. Just copy and go to this, and GP3 as usual it is already selected. And how much GB? It's say 4 GB. Okay, and minimum IOPS is 3000 IOPS, and maximum is 16,000 IOPS. Okay, and minimum has been selected automatically, and throughput by default it will be like that. And I'm going to create in the 1B availability zone. So add tags, paste the same here, 4 GB in size and GP3 type, and it will be created in the 1B availability zone. Just click on create volume, then automatically the volume will be created, so as per my requirement. And I am going to create the third EBS volume, that is the EBS volume with size of 5 GB in IO1 availability zone 1C. Okay, just please remember these things. And what is the thing IO1, how much GB it is? Minimum is 4 now, so I am going to create how much GB? 5 GB. 5 GB. Okay, maximum allowed IOPS for 5 GB is 250 only. So 200. Because of it is not customized. So what are the things it is showing here? I need to select in between this range only. So the minimum IOPS is 100 and the maximum IOPS is 250. For what? For 5 GB of hard disk size, EBS volume size. So in this scenario, I am just checking the 150, and in which availability zone I need to create in 1C. So don't create the snapshot and tag. If I check mark here, the volume will be encrypted, but right now I don't want to encrypt my volume, so that's why I just leave that as default. So okay, and create. And one more thing, volumes with greater than 32,000 IOPS must be attached to the Nitro based instance to achieve the provision performance. Okay, if the IOPS speed is greater than 32,000, if it is attached to the normal EC2 instance, we are not supposed to get the expected performance. Suppose if it is more than 32,000, it must ensure it will be connected to the Nitro based instance, then only we will get the provisioned performance. Okay, otherwise we are not getting the performance as expected. If you want to check the same, you can go refer by using the reference, by using the below reference link. Okay, and one more thing, creation of EBS volume in size of 6 GB with IO2 type in the availability zone 1 year. Okay, create volume IO2. I hope IO2 only. Okay, fine. IO2 6 GB. Am I right? 6. Just a moment. 6 in the same availability in 1 day, and I'm going to tag the tag is optional, just for reference purpose only. 6 GB IO2 with 1 year. Just click on create volume. Okay, up to now we had created 4 GB2, GB3, IO1, IO2. Provisioned IOPS SSD IO2 volumes with greater than 16 TB, IOPS greater than 64,000. IOPS to GB ratio greater than 500 are supported only with the instance that are supported to IO2 block express only. Because of if I select the IO2, it will be greater than 16 TB, and IOPS is also greater than 64,000. Suppose if IOPS is greater than 64,000, per 1 GB the IOPS will be increased as a 500, and it will be supported to the IO2 block express type only, instance type which are supported for IO2 block express. For normal instances it will not be supported. So what are the IO2 block express volumes? These are the mission types which are supported for IO2 block express. Suppose if I am using the old processor monitor, means old processor desktop, if I install 512 GB SSD, then this performance has been improvement? No, because of when I had upgraded one thing, the same thing, whatever the supporting things are there, I need to upgrade those also. Whenever I had updated everything, then only we will get the achieved performance. That means whatever the performance we are expecting, we are getting the same performance. So in the similar way, even though my IO2 block express it is more than 16 TB, at the same time the IOPS is greater than 64,000, but if my instance is not capable to handle that speed, then I'm not getting the expected performance. So that's why if I selected this if I select that IO2 type with greater than 16 TB, at the same time the 64,000 IOPS more than, I must need to select this IO2 block express only instances. Okay, and EBS volume with 125 GB in the available region 1B. Okay, this is ST, and as you remember now, it will not be used as a root volume. Okay, just please have a quick look. So storage st1, okay, and here it is 125 GB, and in which available zone 1B, okay. Tags, just paste, create volume. So at the same time I am going to create one more 130 GB in S1, and in the same available zone 1E, not in 1B, 1E. So up to now we didn't create any EBS volume in availability zone 1E. So this is the first volume which I am going to create in the availability zone 1E. Just make sure. And this is the cold storage, and how much GB I want, as expected 130. So in which availability zone I need in the 1E. So adding tags, okay, okay. Just create volume, okay, and this is a we have created the cold HED as well, and this is the final one. This is previous generation. As you know, I am going to create the 3 TB standard one day in a one day available zone. Okay. At the same time, this magnetic standard will be supported for the root volume, because we can deploy OS as well. Okay. So that's why. Just click on here, create volume, magnetic standard. This is the previous generation in which availability zone. Just please have a quick look. 1A. One available zone only. So add tag 3 GB standard 3 GB. So how much GB I am selecting? 3 GB. Okay, magnetic standard 3 GB, one available zone. Okay, just click on here. So we had created GB1, GB2, IO1, IO2, ST1, SC1, as well as previous. I had created in all the categories. So how the process will be and how we are going to work. Okay, I am going to create three EC2 instances. Okay, server 1A, server 1, server 2B, server. This is the names 1A, 1B, 1C. Launch instance. Windows Server and T2 Micro as well, and the password is devtest, and in the default network, first one is server 1A, means in the 1A availability zone only, and existing security group, that is allow all traffic, and GP2 volume. By default it will be like that. It is feature eligible. So without disturbing any other parameters, I just quickly launch. So it will take some time to get it configured. In the meanwhile, I am going to create one more EC2 instance. Total I need to create the 3 EC2 instances in a Windows. Okay. The next one is server 2B. It will need to be created in the 1B availability zone. So okay, and we are expecting some little bit delay in the AWS page. Well, that will be managed, no issue. Instances. Okay, server instance. Okay, launch instance. I'm going to create one more EC2 instance. Total I need to install 3 EC2 instances. Just now I click on launch instance. Here server 2B, the same Windows mission, the same T2 micro, because of it is free trial eligible. The key pair which I am using is, which I had already, I have the key pair with me, and right now I am going to create this EC2 instance in the 1B availability zone. So here 1B availability zone, and existing security group, that is allow all traffic. So means why I am selecting this is it will allow all the traffic inside. Okay, just click on launch. It will take some time to get it. Okay, fine. So the instance is running. So I'm going to launch one more instance, that is server 3B, server 3A. There will be a slight delay. This is from the as I have some internet speed issues. So just wait. Because of I am creating the Windows machine, so that's why little bit delay happened. Because of it will take some time to get it configured. So if I am creating the Linux machines, it will not take this much of time. But especially for Windows only, it will take this much time. Okay, don't worry, and it will be done. Mhm. So go to the EC2 dashboard and click on EC2 instances. So we have up to now I had created two missions. So I'm going to create the one more EC2 instance. That is server 3A. So the same image Windows I'm using, and the instance type is T2 micro as usual, and dev test key which I had, and in which availability zone I need to create, in the same availability zone 1A only. So public IP enable. Just in the meanwhile, just I have small clarity regarding that. Uh, I think I had created one. C. Okay, sorry. So I think here I need to create in the 1C. So okay, server 3C done. Mhm. So in network, I'm going to select it in the availability zone 1C. Okay. Existing security group, that is hello all traffic. Okay, 30 GB as usual. It is required for Windows. So rest of all things has been selected. I just need to click on launch instance. So it will take some time to get it ready. So the mission has been launched. So right now, what I had done, so I had created what I had created. I had created 7 EBS volumes and at the same time 3 EC2 instances in Windows domain. Okay, this is the prerequisites, and what are the things furtherly we can do, I will be explaining on the next class. Okay, yeah, please, the next part of this session will be on the next class. If you watch the next class, you will get a better clarity what the process we had followed. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.